Since Repair Clinic encourages you to perform this repair safely, a warning icon will appear when you should use caution. To replace the rear blower housing in your Frigidaire laundry center, you will need a number 2 square drive bit or a Phillips head screwdriver and needle nose pliers. Before you begin the procedure, unplug the power cord. Have an assistant help you to move the appliance away from the wall or out of the closet. You may need to detach the venting from the dryer to fully access the rear of the laundry center. You may also need to shut off the incoming water and remove the hot and cold water supply lines as well. If necessary, remove the drain hose from the standpipe or laundry tub. Use the number 2 square drive bit or the Phillips head screwdriver to unthread the 2 screws securing the dryer access panel. Set the panel aside. Move the idler arm to the left so you can detach the belt from the motor pulley and idler pulley. Next, unthread the 4 screws securing the rear of the top panel. This will make it easier to remove the drum. Moving to the front of the appliance, unthread the 2 screws securing the dryer's lower access panel. Pull the panel up to remove. Next, unthread the 2 mounting screws securing the control panel. Pull the panel down to detach. Release the wires from the retaining clip and move the panel out of the way. Disconnect the dryer door switch wire connector. Next, unthread the upper left screw securing the inner access panel. This will make it easier to remove the front panel and lint filter duct assembly. Now use the Phillips head screwdriver to unthread the 2 lower screws securing the front panel. Next, unthread the 4 upper screws along the top of the cabinet. With all of the screws unthreaded, you can fully remove the front panel and lint filter duct assembly. Now unthread the screw to remove the drum stop. You can now lift the rear of the drum up to detach the bearing from the support. Then carefully remove the drum from the cabinet. Next, unthread the screw securing the vent to the blower housing. Returning to the rear of the appliance, slide the idler arm off the mounting pin and detach the idler spring from the frame. Pull the mounting bracket retaining tabs outward to release the belt switch. Using the needle nose pliers, detach the wires from the thermistor mounted on the rear blower housing. Unthread the 2 screws securing the drive motor mounting bracket, as well as the grounding wire screw. Disconnect the motor wire harness. Pull the motor and blower assembly back and up to detach. You can now fully remove the assembly from the front of the appliance. Next, unthread the 6 screws holding the 2 halves of the blower housing together. Set the front half of the blower housing aside. Use the needle nose pliers to remove the retaining clamp and pull the blower wheel off. Now unthread the 3 mounting screws, securing the blower housing to the motor bracket, and pull the old housing free. To prepare the new rear half of the blower housing for installation, transfer the thermistor from the old housing to the new one. Now position the new rear half of the blower housing on the motor bracket and thread the screws to secure. Realign the blower wheel on the motor shaft and secure it with the retaining clamp. Position the front half of the blower housing and thread the 6 mounting screws. You're now ready to reinstall the assembly. Set the assembly on the base. Then from the rear of the appliance, fully seat the assembly by inserting the motor bracket tab into the slot in the base. Reconnect the motor wire harness. Rethread the 2 screws to secure the motor bracket, as well as the screw to secure the grounding wires. Reconnect the wires to the thermistor terminals. With the switch actuator facing left, snap the belt switch into place in the mounting bracket. Reinstall the idler arm and spring by first inserting the spring into the slots in the frame. With the pulley facing outward, realign the arm on the mounting pin. Returning to the front of the appliance, replace the screw securing the vent to the blower housing. Now, with the belt looped around the drum with its grooved side facing inward, reinstall the drum, making sure the rear bearing is inserted into the bearing support. Reposition the drum stop and secure it with the screw. Reinstall the front panel by positioning the lower portion of the lint filter duct behind the inner access panel, as you align the front panel mounting pins with the holes in the cabinet frame. Rethread the 4 upper screws. It will be easier to replace the 2 middle screws first. Rethread the 2 lower screws. Now rethread the upper left screw to fully secure the inner access panel. Reconnect the door switch wire connector. Secure the control panel wires in the retaining clip, then reposition the panel. Replace the mounting screws. Realign the access panel and secure it with the screws. Returning to the rear of the appliance, confirm the top panel and frame are aligned. Then rethread the 4 screws to secure. Loop the drum belt onto the idler and motor pulleys in a zigzag formation. Rotate the drum to help fully align the belt. Reinstall the access panel by inserting the tabs into the slots first. Then rethread the screws. If necessary, reinsert the drain hose into the standpipe or hook it onto the edge of the tub. Reattach the hot and cold water supply lines to the inlet valve ports. Reattach the venting if required, and move the appliance back against the wall or into the closet. Turn the water supply back on if necessary. Plug the power cord back in. And your laundry center should be ready for use.